this is 2009 and 2010. Um, 26 to 27 years old. Uh, I've always wanted to like know a lot about a bunch of different things. I always feel like I know like a little bit more than the rest of the average people that I hung around with, whatnot. And so I felt smart. I was like, well, I know a little bit more than the people that I hang around, so that's cool. I mean, they probably knew a lot, whatever, you know what I'm saying, but I could keep up with them. And it's like I reached my little plateau and not. And so one day at work, I met Mike Betts, and like he made it his mission to show how much I really don't know. Initial meet was just going back and forth or whatnot, asking about like counting cards, a whole bunch of other different like types of stuff like that. And I was gonna keep up with like his first like two or three questions, and then he'll ask like a question until I couldn't get it anymore. Like he goes like deeper into it. So I'll give you an example. So let's say like if he'll actually like, do you know where Disney World's at? And you'll be like, yeah, Florida. It's arrogance, And they'll be like, well, who's like the big face of? And he'll be like, oh, Mickey Mouse. And then he'll be like, okay. And then he'll say like, what year was Disney World started? How many acres were there? And then I couldn't answer anymore. And he'd be like, oh, such an idiot. He'll just be joking. But like, it fueled me because this is how I always like, and not everyone learns the same. Like some people get very discouraged, like if you call them an idiot or call them dumb or say they can't learn or something like that. But the people I grew around with, Ray, Kenneth, Dennis, and Byron, got this all day, you know. So it only made me want to learn more, and yeah, you just keep going deeper and deeper until I couldn't answer anymore. And it's crazy because like every single question I had, because I was like, I'm gonna come back on him, and I'm gonna ask him a question, and keep going deeper and deeper. And the deeper I went, he could just answer like that and just add even more information to what I learned. And so, yeah, this is the perfect person to be around because, like, I really enjoy knowledge, whatever. And yeah, he'll be like, you must really don't know much, huh? And I'm like, shit. And so, like, I was amazed, of course, and because I never met anyone like this. Like, I knew like people who had like a bunch of facts on a bunch of different things, but really can't go into detail on how to like to teach it or like to be able to explain it to like a kid or something. And after that, like when I couldn't answer a question, I would go home and because what he would do is he would, let's say like the Disney situation, whatever. When he'll ask me like what year it started or like how many acres or whatever like that, and I'm like, well, how many acres are there? What year did it start? And he would have the answer, and he'd be like, look, so you'll learn that on your own. And what it made me do was instead of just getting like one answer, I would go home and get like a whole bunch of answers, even more than what it would have been him just giving me that one answer. I learned like so much more, and so that's always been my little way of even trying to like teach others or whatnot. Always do more than what you're supposed to. And that's just my little meet with Mike Betts. He's still one of the most important people in my life. That's like not family, whatnot. And I enjoyed every single break going on with them. When we take breaks at work, 'cause it was a dealer as well. And yeah, all I can say is, dude, like super intelligent, still like intelligent. I really enjoyed him because of his memory. I was either born, like birthed with this gift of memory, or I worked out my hippocampus, the muscle memory, so much till it just became strong. Like I could memorize a whole bunch of stuff like very quickly, whatnot. And he had one of those type of memories, so it made me bond with him like even more, whatnot. And I actually started playing for so it's 2009, 2010ish for like at least about 6 years. I've been knowing a guy named Mr. Ed. His real name is Eggert. and he would shoot pool at Purple Heart, and him and I played pool together a lot, you know, like with the other people, you know, and he was just amazing at pool. Um, he was amazing at ping pong, and then once I told him I learned chess or whatnot, come to find out he was good at that too. And so him and I would play chess a lot, and he was like the first like human to me because I was just playing against the computer or whatnot because I had no one else to play against, and he would beat me like 9 out of 10. At my best, it'd be like a 8 out of 10, and again, getting getting whooped and him talking smack after he'll beat me. I'm like, oh, you sure you're learning chess, or you just playing checkers with some better pieces? Like, oh man, I gotta beat this dude. So I'll go home and it'll make me learn even more. Just like the same thing with Mike Betts. So this time was with chess versus knowledge, and Mike Betts is also amazing at chess as well. Him and I played a few games together. Um, I learned about Greek mythology uh, like my whole life. Like I was very fact based since I did the hyena in second grade, the hyena essay, whatever like that. Like I just wanted like facts. I don't know. I guess because I memorized stuff so easily, it just came natural to me to try to gain as much as I could, whatever. And this is the first time I ever read like a fiction book. Everything was nonfiction, you know. And like with a nonfiction book, I would like read till I get headaches because I try to memorize every single fact. Because I live by the perception that what's the point of reading a book if you didn't remember anything from it? Because if I read a book and some John Doe reads a book and he doesn't remember and I don't remember, then we both just basically waste our time. Because if John Doe didn't read the book and I read the book and forgot everything, him and I are still on the same plane. So anytime I read a book, I made sure that it was worth it. Like I kept every single thing that I could, you know. And this was the first time I didn't have to, like, because it was all fiction, you know. And like, I would I would be reading a book and I'll get to like page say like 83, and then next thing you know, it'll be like let's say 509. I would get on page 83 and I start reading like the first chapter, and then all of a sudden it's like 7:30. Like my brain was just like soaking up so much information, like it was making me fall asleep because I couldn't stop reading this book. And yeah, and I'll just start back up again. And I remember one day, Dennis was like, I had finished Greek mythology, whatever, and Dennis was like, "You read a book about um, all these fake gods and Greek mythology. Why don't you ever read the Bible about the real God?" And I was like, "Okay, challenge accepted." And every single day for a year straight, I read 4 chapters of the Bible a day. Nothing more, nothing less. Like if I was, if I read 4 chapters here and it's about to tie into the fifth chapter, I would stop because I memorize what I read from yesterday, and then I'll start reading the fifth chapter tomorrow. If I read 2 chapters and I'm super tired, I still will finish those last 2 chapters, um, just so I can get my 4 chapters a day. And yeah, finishing it almost exactly like a year, and had so many questions about it. Almost regret reading it because a lot of stuff inside the Bible, I believe in God, but it did turn me away for a while. But a lot of stuff inside the Bible, everyone was just like, if questions they couldn't answer, they'd be like, "Oh, just have faith." And like me being logical, it just wasn't resonating with me and whatnot, you know. And so, yeah, mm, I'm happy I seen both sides, you know. Like I seen from when I went to church every single week to when I stopped going to church and stopped believing in God, and then I came back to God and made like the passion like even more intense or whatnot. And yeah, I'll probably get into detail. I'll probably do a whole video on its own on my belief in non-duality with God, whatnot. But anyway, back to the year. My dad and I would go to Ryan's a lot, so it's starting to get towards like 2010ish. He'll call me and he'll be like, "Hey, meet me at Ryan Steakhouse." That's like toss, and I'd be like, "Okay." And so he would drive there and I'll drive. They always be like 10 minutes late, even if you give me like a 30-minute warning. I'm just late to everything. And one day I was there and I was I finished eating, and then I was going to get like the treats or whatnot, like the dessert, I guess you'll call it, the brownies, like gummy bears and all stuff like that. And I seen this beautiful girl, Jesus Christ, beautiful bright skin girl, and she was with this other brown skin girl, and all I remember was like trying to get my attention or whatever like that while I was getting like the little dessert thing. And I was walking, and I was like, man, the pretty light skinned girls probably already have a boyfriend, you know, and it's gonna be the dark skinned girl that's gonna try to get my number or whatnot. So I was making like all these excuses, like like I'm dating somebody. Linda and I was going through our little arguments right now, so her and I wasn't together at the moment. And I get there, and the brown skin girl's like, my friend wants to get your number, and it was Lindsay Fontenot. Oh my God, this girl's beautiful. So her and I ended up exchanging numbers, and very cool chick. We talked about like last year or whatnot, just conversations. Married now in Houston. Only reason why I didn't pursue Lindsay was because she said when she graduated, she was moving to Houston. It was without a doubt, and I wasn't for sure if I wanted to move to Houston or not. And I didn't want to waste her time, and I didn't want her to waste my time or whatnot. And yeah, so Linda and I ended up talking back again. Um, and we had planned a trip to go to Las Vegas that summer. And we we ended up going. We ended up flying. We stayed at the Aria, which is like a new hotel by MGM at the time. Very beautiful hotel. We got like a corner suite. It's huge, huge rooms. And I remember we base jumped off the Stratosphere building in Las Vegas. It was funny because like I was talking smack the whole time, like before to Vegas. I was like, look, the Stratosphere, um, they allow you to jump off the side of it. And I was like, I'm gonna jump off the side of it when we go to Vegas, you know? And she was like, okay, okay. So we get there to the Stratosphere, and it's probably like 8 o'clock. The base jumping stops at like 8. I'm coming up with like every excuse inside of my mind, like how to get out of this, you know? I was like, whoa, it's about to be like 9 o'clock. They're about to be closing in an hour. I'm just not gonna probably jump or not, you know? And then she was like, Linda was like, she said, well, I want to jump too. And I was like, shit, I can't let her jump alone. So I had to man up. And we jumped off that thing. I jumped off, and then she jumped off, like behind me, whatever. And yeah, that was fun. Um, what else we did? We did a few stuff. When we see the Blue Man Group show, for sure. Got in a huge argument over that because I didn't take pictures right. Sorry, I'm not the best picture taker in the world. I hate taking pictures, first of all, you know. But the whole show was pretty cool or whatnot. And then we walked almost the whole strip, like all the way from like Stratosphere, that's almost to the end, to like all the way down to like way past like Bellagio, which is like towards the other end, whatever. And yeah, it's a cool little trip. And I remember Dennis and his wife. Dennis and his wife came down, and they went to Kashada. And so I was with Linda, and Linda and I met them at Kashada, and Dennis didn't like Linda. And the only reason why I didn't like Linda, because she wasn't laughing at his jokes. And I was trying to tell this dude, Linda's Vietnamese, she's Asian, whatnot. And so like your jokes aren't universal, you know. You may get like a few Americans to laugh, but it doesn't mean everybody's gonna laugh, you know. But in the end, he was a little heartbroken, whatnot, you know. And then uh, at nights, I would go clear my mind. I would go, well, staying at the Charlestonian, you know, and they had a swimming pool. So like about 8 o'clock when the sun went down, 8 or 9 o'clock, whatever. When the sun goes down, I would just go. When the pool was clear, I would just go lay there and like lay on my back and just stare at like the moon, like clear my thoughts. And yeah, just stay outside. And that was pretty much the whole year.